Let me just tell you how disgusting this behavior is, because I would never ever do this to somebody, no matter how you vote, what you voted for, who you voted for. I do not care. I would never ever act like this. I was literally at dinner with my family and a family friends, and I'm wearing my Trump hat. That's who I voted is. And I had someone come up to me, and he was sitting at a big table, I don't know, a large party of like maybe 12 people, comes up to me and he said, "Can I ask why you voted for that person and why you're wearing that hat?" And I said, "I voted for him because it was my right, just like whoever you voted for was your right," assuming already that he votes opposite of me. He said, "Okay, well, I'll be honest, I voted for him too, but a bunch of people at my table hate Trump." And I said, "Okay, that's fine. That's their right." And he goes, "But a lot of them said that they would pay me $50 if you would let me flip his hat off of your head." And he goes, "So can I do that? Can I flip your hat off of your head?" And I looked at him and I said, "You cannot." And I looked.
He didn't vote for Trump at all. That's the pitch that he used in order to come over there and embarrass her. I think that liberals and people that are Democrats, a lot of times, most of them, not all, but most of them are incredibly intolerable, and they are some of the most dividing, evil, ugly, disrespectful type of people that I've ever personally interacted with in my entire life.
Over and I have a whole table, and this is grown adults, by the way, multiple grown adults who allegedly are now saying that they are nurses and doctors and blah blah blah, as if that gives them a green light to act like that. So they are sitting there and staring at me, so I decided to look at them, and I blew them a kiss because I did not allow him to flip the hat off of my head, which I think is like so invasive and so inappropriate. Mind you, I had my 8-year-old son at dinner with me.
What made him think that she was going to say, "Yeah, so you can get $50, you can flip this off of my head"? I don't even believe that that is what his true intention was to get $50. I think that this was a way for him to come over there and confront her about who she voted for and why she was in favor of Trump. That's what I believe. I think that the reason that he was coming over there was that he really wanted to say something about her, because it's something about that red hat that triggered people. That red hat is a representation of something that bothers people. I wore it to a Pistons game, and people either loved it or they absolutely hated it. But the people that said that they got to get away from me because I was wearing it, they still my friends to this day, though, right? They just didn't want to be embarrassed in front of their friends. People have no backbone. They not really thinking for themselves. They don't really stand for nothing. I wore that hat to the Pistons game in the middle of the whole campaign right before November election last year between Kamala Harris and Trump, and I was so like very, because I'm the type of person, I truly don't care. I'm gonna be that. I know that people paying attention. I want them to pay attention. I wanted them to see that it was a black man that stood against all of the rest of what these liberals was talking about, and that's why we was gonna flip Michigan red. And I seen police officers. These are the people that actually supported me. Police officers, white people, black people, older men. They was coming up to me, "Man, I love it. I love the fact that you standing on that," and so on and so forth. And then there was a couple people that would know me, like, "Man, I mean, I knew you was conservative, but why you wearing the hat?" "Man, I don't know. I can't get with that, bro. I can't get with it." But then I see them at the bar, and they rocking with me to this day. So they wasn't really upset at it. They just didn't want to stand on anything in front of their friends, because they knew that they girl and their friends and all of that stuff really was liberal, but they just need somebody else to stand up for them so that they can give them the confidence and the battery in their back to be able to stand for something that they actually agree with, instead of falling against what it is that they don't really like. And so, I see people all the time try to be disrespectful on the liberal side, saying crazy stuff, doing crazy stuff, and all of that. And it disgusts me. It even disgusts me even more when men don't have backbone, but then they approach women that stand for something, like a conservative woman that stands for Trump, that may have a MAGA hat on. And I still got mine. I'm actually looking at it right over there. I rock with it. That hat, it truly triggers liberals, and it just throws them for a loop. I'm telling you.
Then Fast forward to about 10 minutes after that, there's a woman who's kind of wandering around the bar. She's completely like disoriented. She kind of is super wobbly. This woman falls down. She's an older lady. I get up out of my chair and I run over to help her up. She happens to be next to this table full of Trump haters, right? So I'm helping this woman up who almost hit her head. She's completely out of it. Just did not seem like she was with it. She clearly had dementia. I'm helping this elderly woman up and this table starts barking, "You voted for Trump? Did you vote for Trump?" As I'm helping a woman up who we had to call 911 on, and she had to get taken to the hospital because she was completely out of it. It was beyond drunk. Apparently a neighbor of hers was there, said that she had dementia, a brain injury not too long ago. Anyway, the fact that I couldn't even help someone in need without these liberals heckling me was disgusting. And I took a picture of them because I was so frazzled. And you guys, like,
Put it up.
listen, I know when I wear this hat, I'm going to have
picture.
people that are not going to like it. However, I am not expecting a group of adults who sat there and said, we're nurses and we're doctors. Guess what? I'm in the fucking medical field too. Go fuck yourselves. I don't even care if you're a priest. You do not act like that. That is disgusting behavior. So I'm going to post a picture, and I hope this woman's face, this is the mother of the group, by the way, the mother of the group. I hope this woman's face goes so viral, and her husband who's sitting on her left goes so viral. You guys are disgusting. I hope someone knows you. I hope this gets back to your workplace. You are a foul individual.
She really did post a picture. She really did post a picture. I'm sorry, I got something in my eye. But here's the other side of it. Here's the other side of it though, guys. When you wear this hat, right? When you walk out and you got on this MAGA hat. When I step out, I know that it's a possibility of me getting heckled. It's just the facts. It's just the way that it happens. That's what comes with the territory. So on one end, I can understand how she's angry at the whole situation and she's passionate. On the other end, I have to say that you got to know what you're signing up for. You know that when you go outside, you're going to trigger people and it's going to call a visceral reaction, and people are going to approach you and they're going to heckle you. And that's what comes with the territory, baby. You can't cry over spilled milk, but shout out to her for standing up on her toes and on P's and Q's and saying and being what it is that she gonna be. But then at the same time, baby, you can't run in the victim Olympics. This is a political spiritual war that we in. This is a political and spiritual war that we're in. And so we can't let them see you frazzled. You can't sit there and be a victim. You can't feel as though everybody is against you when the people that are against you are the people that voted a certain type of way. That's just what comes with the territory. That's what comes with being a conservative in 2025 and beyond. And this is how people are. So if you wear the hat, be prepared to take what comes with it. It doesn't make it right for people to say and do some of the things that they do. But at the same time, that's just what we signed up for. You can't complain about it. I would never complain about it. I got plenty of hate. I get plenty of people that come after me. But if you don't stand for something, then they will bully you and they will ultimately win, because that's what they do. That's what extreme liberals do. They try to bully people to make them feel ashamed to where they shouldn't stand up. But in reality, I'm glad that she stood up. I'm glad that she stood on 10 toes down and she holding it down. Always going to link back to the content creator. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Let me know what y'all think inside of the chat.